And here are the other buddies, the more expensive buddies. This is Blue. She's, I think, maybe around 15 or so. She's a quarter horse. She's the one that I always ride. And now I've used Danny's saddle. And we just finished up church. And this here is Mr. Snort, kind of a grumpy old man. We just found his papers and he's 23. I know you don't like that I just told everyone your age, but he's got his winter coat and he looks like a big fluff ball now. And this is my good friend Kendra.
Hi.
So I randomly found Kendra through a networking event where I told someone how I have horses that I don't know how to take care of, and he put me in touch with his coworker who's been a total godsend and has taught me all about horses. So Kendra, you tell us, you've ridden for a long time.
I've been the horse hookup. I have ridden competitively since I was 13 and was Rookie of the Year back in the day in like 1999. So I've been doing this for a little while, and Justine and I have had a good time. I've always had people to take care of most of this for me. So Justine has been fun because the two of us have been able to get together and kind of figure out the ins and the outs, and most of this I already know. I just haven't necessarily been in charge of taking care of it all by myself. But the ins and the outs of taking care of horses, and how often you have to get them vetted, and how you have to groom them before you ride, and all the good stuff about keeping them when you're not riding and that kind of thing. So
I know I knew none of this at all.
It's been fun.
And then we've got this gal. This is
Shy.
This is Kendra's dog Shy, who goes to church with us. And we just had the farrier come and she's enjoying a horse nail. So a lot of things Kendra taught me. Obviously I knew how to brush the horses. I did that with Danny, but just basic things like, you know, picking the hooves, how to saddle properly. I was really spoiled because Danny would do that for me. So you want to just do like a little bit of basic care?
Sure. So the most important thing is to pick the horse's hooves before and after you ride. And I'll just show you an example on her hooves. You can kind of see these guys don't have shoes because they live in the pasture. But it's always good before and after a trail ride, especially, to make sure that they haven't picked up any kind of pebbles or anything that would lead to a stone bruise. And also just make sure all of the mud and debris and stuff is out of there. That way the hoof can breathe and stay healthy and happy and all of that good stuff. So we do that. We generally brush them. We have here a curry comb and a soft brush. And generally what you do before you saddle is you take the curry comb and you'll curry comb kind of their neck, shoulder, and then where the saddle goes. And then you'll take a soft brush and you'll go over basically every part of their body, especially where the girth goes and all of that. And just make sure they don't have any mud or anything where the saddle would rub and create sores, any of that. And then obviously after we take off the saddle, when we're done with the ride, we'll want to do that as well. And then just use a rag to kind of wipe their ears and nose and all of that good stuff.
All good stuff that Kendra's very patiently taught me. And you know, everyone always said horses, they're so expensive, and you know, I've been learning, right? Every 6 weeks I have a farrier come out, and I have a great farrier, and he'll trim the toenails. We just had this done on Wednesday. There's can't really see with the leaves, but he'll come and he files the nails down, trims them up. And then the other thing I just recently learned is that horses' teeth don't stop growing. So they get something called float the teeth. Is that how you say it?
Yes, generally you'll have once a year, sometimes twice a year, depending on how frequently you ride. You'll want to have either a veterinarian, or they do have horse dentists that will come out and they float, especially the back teeth, so that they don't get sharp up against the bit, because they'll just get sharper and sharper as the year goes on. And it also helps them. They'll be dropping a lot of grain and stuff. You can generally tell when they get sharper toward the end of the year.
Yeah, and that's one thing I've learned. You know, it's fairly expensive because the horses get sedated, and then, you know, the vets have to get in there and kind of, I think, file the teeth down. And I don't want to make Snort blush over here, but I also just learned that male horses have to have their private areas cleaned out. So in a couple weeks, they're getting the teeth done. He's getting some other areas worked on.
He would be getting his sheath cleaned, I think is the official term for
There
it.
you go. I'm not going to zoom in there, buddy. Don't worry. He's blushing. And one thing that's really cool with Blue, she's what they call a blue roan, and I guess horses have two coats. They have a outer coat and an inner coat, and the sun is getting in the way here. But she's got, in the summer, she looks gray, and in the winter, her winter coat comes in and looks, you know, she looks like a black horse, so it really changes. And then here's our buddies. Here's the cheaper buddies. Baby, be nice. Got Jake Troubadour, Jonah, and Baby just finished church. And then of course, on Sundays, we get Miss Shy, who's enjoying her toenails.